Hey guys, I'm Kai, and today I'm going to let you know how my first 7 days went delivering groceries with Shipt and with Instacart. Stick around to figure out how much I made in the first 7 days delivering. I'm also going to let you know the different tips and tricks I learned along the way and learned beforehand because I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I actually got started in my first order. Once you get into the app and start shopping around, always introduce yourself. I don't actually think that a lot of the Instacart users know that you can communicate with the shopper. That's okay though, because there's quite a few that actually communicate with you and appreciate that, and your tip goes up. For your very first order when you get started, whether you're delivering with Shipt or with Instacart, I encourage you to have that order be a smaller order, whether that's 7, 8, 9, 10 items, under 10, and you can see it in the app. It'll pop up, you'll see how many batches are available, where they are, how far they're delivered to. You can also see how many groceries and what specific groceries are in each batch as well. And you're gonna be able to maneuver your way around the store, figure out where things are, get familiar with that store. And what I've seen is that quite a few of the orders come from similar stores. You are able to get multiple orders in a specific batch. So to start off, definitely do your first handful or couple of them until you get the hang of it, of smaller batches under 10 items to be able to get in, find your way around, get the groceries, and get out of there. From there, you also have the option to do multiple orders in a batch. When you have that, split them up. Make it very clear what's order A and what's order B. So definitely keep that separate. I usually have whatever is the smaller order in the front part where a kid usually sits. I'm not even sure what that's called in a shopping cart, but whatever. That's where I put those groceries, and then I put the second order in the bigger portion of the cart. And that helps me keep it separate to where I'm like, okay, when I check out, this is the first order, this is A's. And then I also bring a Sharpie with me to mark the bags. This is all A, and this is all B. And I keep those separate, and even in the car, when I get back to the car, I'll put A in the back seat and B in the trunk, because I definitely had an order the other day where I dropped one off and then dropped the other off, and then I got a call and they're like, hey, this is not my order. So to avoid that, I mean, really, it only takes one time and you're never gonna do it again. I'm telling you right now, mark those bags. If it's a plastic bag, one thing that one of the grocery checkout ladies did, she tied the bags. She's like, this is the first order and the second order is untied. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're a genius for that. Thank you so much. Here's a few things you're gonna want to have in your car. Have a phone holder in your car. I actually need to get a new one ASAP. Have a portable charger with you. So I used this, I think the second or third day that I was starting. And after that, I haven't had to use it. My phone's been totally fine. So have it anyways for just in case, because you never know what can happen. What's been helping me is being able to plug my phone in every time I get back to the car. Even if it's for another 10 minutes to be able to charge it. That helps with my phone, so it might help for yours. Also, you're gonna wanna have gloves and a raincoat with a hood. Or I guess it depends on where you live. However, if you live in Washington State, you're gonna wanna have that, because these lines at Target right now are ridiculous. Keep warm, keep healthy right now. And speaking of keeping healthy, also stay hydrated. I realized that this last week, I wasn't eating as often as I was hoping, and I wasn't drinking as much water as my body needs. With a fitness background, I know how important that is, and that's very important to me, my health in general. So the last few days, I actually started packing my meals to go with me. It's easy, grab and go, something I can eat in between orders, so that I can still fuel up and have enough energy throughout the day. Another thing that I did was I bought bars to have in the car that are nice between orders or whenever I get hungry and I'm out and about. So have that, have water with you. You guys, you can use the bathroom at the grocery store. If you need to pee, please pee. It's either that or a urine infection. What do you want? Go to the freaking bathroom. I know some people are really weird about using the bathroom outside of their own homes. However, your body's got to get rid of that stuff. So find a way, use the bathroom, stay healthy, stay hydrated, please. It's very helpful to have cooler bags. So they say. I haven't had to use them yet, and I don't even have any in the car yet either. So if I'm good, you're good. If you have cooler bags, keep them in the trunk for just in case. Another thing that's been very helpful for me, so there are apartment orders or hotel room orders, which has been different. I didn't know that you could do that, but whatever. This is all new. I have a storage bin in my trunk. I actually put all the groceries in there, picked the whole thing up and brought it up the stairs for the apartment, or brought it to the hotel room. and was able to unload everything from there. Made it a whole lot easier because I am definitely like a one trip in and out type of person. I will hold all the grocery bags on my arms and in my hands as much as I can before I make 2 trips. Another thing people will do sometimes is having the wagons. I haven't had the reason to have a wagon. I've only gone up like 3 flights of stairs, and most of them are on the second story, so nothing too crazy yet. And I think it would take a bit of time to unload the wagon, pack it all up. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. I'd rather use a storage bin. That's just me though. You can find what works for you. When it comes to actually getting the order, with Instacart, it's instant. Like they want their order done right now. Whereas Shipt, you can actually preset your order to be picked up later. So as the shopper, you can see what time slot someone wants their order picked up in. And what's cool about that is as a shopper, you can see like, okay, this order wants to be delivered between 6 and 7 tonight. Okay, I can do another order between 5 and 6 and then go to that one. With that stuff, let me tell you right now, please give yourself enough time. There are lines depending on where you live. However, here in Washington at Target, the line takes anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes on average. Sometimes they'll get right in. However, most of the time I've been outside in line cold. So give yourself plenty of time between those orders to be able to get in, shop, get out, and also know there's sometimes where you can't find things. So it's okay to ask for help. Find an employee, ask, hey, where do I go? Where do I find this? Some of the differences that I recognize between Shipt and Instacart. Instacart, for multiple batches that are at the same location, say 2 people live near each other or somewhat near each other and they both have orders at Target at the same time. Instacart is gonna combine those orders for you and basically combine the pay as well and let you know which order to deliver first, which order to deliver second. Shipt, on the other hand, only has one order at a time. So you may see like multiple orders for Target or for Safeway, and you're like, they're at the same location. Why not just combine it? Well, it's a different app and I'm not in control of that. So what I've done is after I think your first 5 orders, you can actually pick multiple orders in the same hour slot. I can click both of those, claim both of the orders, and then shop for both of them at the same time. What's nice about Instacart is that when they already combine the orders, they lay out the groceries and the items that are wanted together. However, with Shipt, when you're going through and figuring out what they want, you kind of have to go back and forth and back and forth. Like, okay, I've got this item here. What do the other person want? Okay, they also want something from the produce section, and then go back and forth between the app to figure out who wants what. And it's a little more complicated, so I actually gave that feedback to them, like, hey, if y'all can combine these orders for us, that'd be awesome. We'll see what happens. I feel like every app is open to feedback and updates, and everything is constantly evolving. Another thing that's really nice about Instacart is that they actually tell you what aisle everything is in or around what aisle. Whereas Shipt sometimes does that for certain stores, and other stores you're kind of running around looking for things. For Shipt orders, if you're doing the back-to-back hours, what I love is that you're able to put a schedule together. Like you're able to mark, hey, I want to work at this time, these hour slots. And what they'll do is that they'll actually notify your phone and be like, hey, we have an order for you. Would you like to claim this one? This is from this time to this time at this store. And you can either accept it or ignore it. Versus Instacart, where it's like instant. They want it now. There's no really time for picking it up later. Whereas Shipt, you can kind of figure out what happens when. But sometimes the way people type in their address, it does not bring you to the right location. So this happened twice now. The first time I actually asked them, I was like, hey, it says that your location is 10 minutes away. However, when I Google it in the Google Maps, it brings me across the bridge. What is the actual address? And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for contacting me about this. Here's the address. Here's a neighbor. It's a new area, so they haven't exactly had the specific address in the maps yet. And I'm like, oh, imagine if I had driven all the way across the bridge and back to realize this isn't even where they live. So always double check that stuff if something looks off. And if you ever are like, I wonder if they actually live here or if I'm going to the right location, just ask. Another thing that happened was one delivery was supposed to be like 5 minutes away from the grocery store. Whereas when looking at the zip code, I'm like, this isn't anywhere near here. It's like 30 minutes away. And then the customer messages me, hey, I actually live on the military base, 30 minutes that way. And I was like, what? Okay. I delivered it, ended up f***ing up because there were 2 orders in that batch. And because she lived so far away, I delivered the second order first, and then the first order second, drove 30 minutes away to realize I mixed up the orders. I put the first order in the front, second order in the trunk. Since I delivered the second order first, I picked up the first order and put it at the second house's porch. And by then I was like, Instacart, help! I can never really get a hold of Instacart customer service. You have to use their chat system in the app. So you basically sit around waiting or for them to contact you. With Shipt though, very easy to get a hold of. So Instacart, work on that. The number that they have online is disconnected with communicating with the customers on the app. So Shipt actually has you texting them. Instacart has you communicate them through the app. You can actually call them as well if you ever need to. I've had to do that twice in 43 orders, so that's pretty cool. As far as replacing different items, Instacart actually has it set up a lot better than Shipt right now. So I don't know how it works with Instacart. I haven't actually done an order as a customer. But as a shopper, you always see different items as replacements that are really easy that the customer already picks out. That makes it really easy. Whereas with Shipt, oftentimes you have to communicate back and forth with the person like, hey, here's different options. Do you see anything that you would like? Let me tell you right now, while you're waiting for them to reply, please continue shopping and then circle back around before you check out, because sometimes it takes them a while to see their phone. Now, always grab frozen food last. That might be obvious. However, my first 2 orders, I was figuring things out with pay. The different apps are actually pretty even as far as when it comes to pay. As far as tips, I've actually been able to get more tips on Instacart than I have on Shipt. So with Shipt, I've had in the last week 32 orders, whereas with Instacart, I've had 21. And it made a big difference because for Shipt, I actually made in the last 7 days $622.06, whereas with Instacart, I made $478.43 for a combined total of $1,149 in all 43 orders. So made a little bit more on Shipt than on Instacart. I like using both of them together because when there's no options available on Shipt, I pop up the Instacart app and keep going with that. And then when there's nothing popping up on Instacart, I go over to Shipt and make things work from there. My one piece of advice for you right now, go and get started. If you're looking for a referral link, I've got them both linked down below. If you enjoy grocery shopping like I do, you're actually gonna enjoy this. So let me know what you found most helpful in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and follow me on social media at @_Kai Bradley on Instagram. I will see you guys soon.